Hello, my name is Rob Corser. I'm an architect and a professor of architecture at the University of Washington. This is me with my sidekick Will on the ferry from Seattle to the Olympic Peninsula to work on the project, the Rainforest Art Center in the city of Forks. The Rainforest Art Center was a very important structure in the city of Forks. It began its life as the Oddfellows Hall 87 years ago, and unfortunately it burned to the ground in October of 2012. My students and I have been engaged this spring at the behest of the City of Forks and with their financial support, together with the School of Environmental and Forestry Sciences and the Olympic Natural Resources Center, to propose ideas for what a new Rainforest Art Center building might look like, and how it might fit into the City of Forks, both as a cultural institution and as an architectural highlight on the main street on Forks Avenue in downtown Forks. My students are undergraduate students in the Department of Architecture. There are 11 students who participated in this class in my group, and some graduate students under the direction of David Ford, who's the director of the ONRC. We made several visits to Forks and to meet with people, meet with residents, with members of the Art Center or people who used that facility, with city officials and just local residents, to gain ideas, to get feedback, and to share our thoughts about replacing this building with a contemporary structure that can stand like the previous one did for 90 or 100 years into the future. We had a number of public meetings and events where we got great feedback and got to know and appreciate the energy and enthusiasm of the people of Forks. And they were able to see the work of the students and give us their ideas and their feedback. We were fortunate to have opportunities to present our work not only at the ONRC but at the local Little League tournament, as we did here on June 1st in 2013. And Rod Fleck is visible here in the foreground, who is the city attorney and city planner, who was our constant host and gave us consistent feedback and great hospitality throughout this entire process. And we thank him very much for the opportunities that we've had, both to do work that we feel proud of and to share that work and to get the feedback of local residents. That feedback is crucial, and the videos that are included here on this YouTube channel by each of the students or student groups who produced a design, these videos and these projects are intended to spark ideas and to provide impetus for the City of Forks to think about and discuss what a future Rainforest Art Center might be like. None of these projects is a definitive project. None of them is meant to be selected as what will be built. There will be a process of selecting a professional design team and then eventually a contractor to build an art center that will maybe have some ideas that are drawn from these designs that the students have produced and other ideas that will be new. The important thing is that all of them can benefit from a process of discussion and of feedback that includes as many voices and as many people as possible from the City of Forks. We are very pleased that the work that our students have been doing has contributed to the conversation already, and that the city has decided to go ahead and rebuild a building on this site. And we look forward to being involved in the conversations as the design and realization of that building take place over the coming years. This is the group of students. There are 11 students from all over the world. And you see them wearing their Forks Rack t-shirts that they designed and produced with a little play on words, the Rainforest Art Center, like a nice rack of a 12-point buck. We were very fortunate to have funding to engage not only travel and public feedback, but also to have a teaching assistant for this course. Yassi Ismaili was a great contributor to the projects and has helped out with every aspect of this class, and we're very fortunate to have had her help. I want to introduce very quickly the 9 projects that we produced and that are visible in the videos that are available for you to look at and respond to. Forks Regrown by Alina Himachuk is a timber building, as all of them are, but with a kind of strong masonry core that can ground it in what might become a future park or public space on the corner site at Division and Forks that could host a farmer's market or other activities, or that could also host an additional building or a wing of the building built on that location. Annie Trong's project Protective Shell is a very contemporary project intended to provide a strong weather protection from rain and wind coming from the south, and then to also glow with hints of great activity and energy going on inside. Waterfalling by Bezalel Ho and Kylie Yamamoto really takes the idea of that glowing interior as an atrium and celebrates the visibility of sky, rain, weather, while then imagining much more warm and enclosing spaces around that atrium for the various activities. Barnworks by Flynn Wenker is a project, one of a couple of them, that try to relate to local rural forms, the form of a barn, in this case reinterpreted a bit asymmetrically as a kind of sturdy and straightforward building that reveals itself layer upon layer as you move through it. Forest Clearing by Katie Sistek reinterprets the idea of what we call a rain screen, and her idea is to put some really powerful chunks of log, split-faced planks as a screen around a building that itself recalls the design and proportions of the pre-existing Oddfellows Hall of the Art Center, with the round-topped window in the middle, sort of layered behind this robust and contemporary but rough and ready screen of timbers. Phantasma by Eddie De La Fuente similarly tries to address the stature and profile of the pre-existing building with a contemporary kind of screen wall that wraps around a very compact and efficient building. Flow by Susan Du and Zhu Zhang is a building that might be the most contemporary of all of them. It might feel a bit like Lincoln Center in New York, and it's intended to be a suggestion that this building might, while having a strong timber frame and recognizable structure, could be more transparent and could really bring the inside and outside together and show the dynamism and activity of what's going on inside. Peeling the RAC by Su Sung. It has perhaps more traditional looking roof lines, while still being a contemporary building that tries to bring light in advantageously from different directions, and that uses a motif of end-cut logs as a kind of decorative way to engage with the tradition of logging and timber production. And finally, Floating Barn by Kevin Sani is again using or referring to a vernacular building form, that of the barn, but raising it up and opening it up to bring light in from unexpected and wonderful directions. The students worked incredibly hard on this, and they are happy to share these ideas with you. They were very happy to come out to Forks to present them on the weekend of June 1st and 2nd, and to celebrate their time at the ONRC with an outdoor fire and watermelon, and then to relax a little bit on the beach afterwards. My son built a little stone castle while I was out there, and I want to finish with this image because I think that the work that these college seniors have done represents an energetic and playful set of suggestions about how the Rainforest Arts Center might look. They don't intend to be ideas about how it must look, and you have, as residents of Forks and participants in the Rainforest Arts Center, a great opportunity to dream and to talk and to develop ideas that will serve you and your community and represent you, hopefully, for the next 100 years. So it's in the spirit of fun and wonder and imagination that we offer these projects, these suggestions, these ideas of what your art center might look like, and for you to consider, to discuss, and to use, hopefully, as you move forward to making a new and magical place for your community. Thank you very much.